Hi, I'm Paul Seal from CodeShare.co.uk. Welcome to the 10th episode in this series where I'll show you how to build a website with Umbraco v10. In this episode, what we're going to do is we're going to continue with the block list editor. We're going to add this card list here. We're going to add like an FAQs, and we're going to add a quote box and a carousel. So we've got plenty to get on with. Before we do, in the last episode I said that it was Jason Elkin's post about the AngularJS filters. I was wrong, it was his colleague Joe Glombek. I'll put the link in the notes of the previous episode, and yeah, this is the post. So yeah, check the previous episode for the link to that. So let's get on with this. Oh, before we do, again, the code for all of this, if you want to pick it up and start from now, you can either clone the repo and then you can go to tags and then choose the tag, and then that will get your version of the code at that point. Or you can, if you want to, click on tags and then click on that one there and then download the source code, and that will get you from whatever episode you're starting from. And we're using usync as well, which means that we'll be able to get all of the content and settings and everything, so you'll be at the right starting point to continue with the tutorial. But for now, let's get on with this. Let's assume you're all set up. I've got my website running, and I am going to start adding some more blocks. So the first one we're going to do, let's just go down in order of what's on this. So I've just hard coded these onto the page so we can just use these as an example. So we're going to do these card lists. So I'll call this a feature row, and we'll put a title above it as well. So let's create our feature row. So if we go to settings, document types, compositions, content blocks, we're going to follow, oh no, we don't need compositions yet, elements, content blocks, content models, and setting models. We're going to follow the same conventions that we'd already set out. So again, this is a feature row. So these are items that will be in there. And before we create the feature row, we're going to have a list of feature items. Or on this, really, these are image links, because if you see it's an image, it's got a title, description, and a link. So I'm going to call these image links. Yeah, no, I'm going to stick with that, image links. So my content model, I'm going to use my convention of calling these an image link item. So I'm going to create a new element type, call it image link item, and I'm going to just choose a logo for it. I mean, maybe just type in link. For now, I'll just choose this. It would have been good to use an image one, but there aren't too many. Let's just have a quick search, because Contentment might have brought some more logos in. Image, picture. I don't think there are many. Oh well, that will do. Image link item. And on this image link item is going to have some properties, but I'm just going to save this. Now the properties that it's going to have, I want to create them as compositions. So in the content models, I'm going to create some more compositions in here. So I'll choose the navy blue for my compositions for content models and setting models. And I'm going to just add one here called title property. And in here, I'll just do content, and then on the tab itself, I'll just do title, and I'll make it a string. Enter the title for this item. I'll create this one as a string. I won't make it mandatory. I'll submit that, and then I'll save it. I'll do the reorder, so I'll just make this a 5 and save that. Then I will do another one. So I'm going to do another composition, and I will call this description. And this convention here as well, property. This is purposefully just one property on this composition. So I'm going to pick this for my components. Choose that, and then do content. And then the property is going to be called description. enter the description for this item. This will just be a text area. Submit that and reorder. I'll change this one to 10. And then we've got an image. Now, actually, I'll change title. I'm going to reorder. I'm going to change title to be 20. Save. I'll change description. Reorder that one to be 30. And then I'll create one called image property. Content. And just type in image. Enter the image for choose the image for this item, and then we'll do image media picker, submit that and save, and then I'll just make sure that the color is blue just to keep it the same. I'll reorder that one. I was going to make the image the first one, but if I think about reusing these on other ones, I will just make the image set to 40 so it will come further down. And then finally I've got the link, and I'll make the link lower down than that as well, so another composition. So I'll just call this link property and content and link. Enter the link for this item, and again I won't make it mandatory. Just type URL, want a single URL picker, just tab down to submit, save that. I'll reorder it. I'll make this, I think it was 40, or was it 50? I can't remember now, I'm losing track. It doesn't matter, I'll make it 50. Save that. The whole point is that when we do select them, they'll come out in the right order. So now that we've created those compositions, we can go back to our image link item. Notice it doesn't say image link row, because this is going to be part of a list that is building up those cards. You'll see in a moment. So now we'll add some compositions. So we're going to pick, I didn't choose the color correct for the link property. I'm just going to go back in and choose the blue color. Now we'll go back into image link item and we'll choose compositions. So I'm going to say I want a title, a description, an image, and a link. Now if you have a look, that's what we've got: an image, a title, a description, and a link. So for each of those items I'm doing that, and save that. Oh, did I pick the others? I've just got description and title. Reload. There we are, it's loaded in. So that's good. So now what I want to do is I want to create a block list for this image link item so that there can be a list of them. So if we go to data types, and then we'll do a new data type and call it block list, like this, image links. That will do. And on property editor, I'll do block list. There we are. And the available blocks, I'm going to choose the navigation, sorry, not the navigation, the image link item. And the label for it, we do have a title. So I think it's something like title is not equal to empty, then title. Otherwise, we'll do image link and then plus index, like that. And then we'll do the hidden trick as well. So if settings, we don't have settings yet, we need to add them. Settings.hide equals 1, then hidden, otherwise Nothing. And then we'll just do that. So that should be the label, and we'll just leave these as default, submit this and save. We'll make this the inline editing mode, save that, and we just need to go and create the image link item setting model. So if we create ourselves an element type here, image link item settings, keeping that naming convention, looking as well for the convention for the icon, and then the composition, I'm just going to pick the hide property, the block visibility, submit that and save. So now what we want to do is just go into this and we'll just pick that setting model as well. Elements, content blocks, setting models, image link item settings, submit and save. So we've created that data type. So that's the image link item. So now what we want to do is we want to create ourselves a feature row, featured items row, something like that. So we'll create ourselves an element type and call it featured items row. And we'll have a look for a list and we'll pick that one will do. So we'll choose the blue color. And on this, we'll use the compositions for the title and description. Submit that. But also, we'll add a property, and this will be image links, or featured items, we'll call it. Choose the featured items for this row. And then we'll look for that data type we created, image links. Submit that and save. And we'll create a featured items settings. So a new element type, featured items settings, and we'll choose the settings icon, and then we'll add the composition for block visibility on that as well. So now we've got our featured items row and we've got our featured items settings. So we can go to the featured items, we can go to the block list main content and add it. So we'll click on that, add, we'll look for the content model for featured items row, and the label we'll do is the same one that we did on the last one. I think it would, there we are, I think that's the one. So it's the title is not equal to blank, then show title, otherwise show featured item, like that, plus index, and then settings hide, yeah, there we are. And then we'll choose the settings model. Oh, wrong one. Setting model, featured items setting. Row setting. I've named it wrong. Remove. I'm just going to save it. I'm just going to make sure that I keep the same naming. So featured items row. So this should be featured items setting, row settings. And what I need to do is alter the alias here. So I'm just going to do that. Featured items row settings so that it matches. Then I'll get back down to here and I'll just make sure that I pick the settings model as well. So we go to elements, content blocks, settings model, featured items, row settings. Why is that one hard? That feels hard to say and read. Close that. So because that's got a title, that should pull that through as well. So let's see if we can start to use this one in the back office at least. Go to our content and then we'll look for featured items row. Can we use it? Ooh, we've got title description. Oh, but this is looking odd because we left when we were on the last episode. I just showed at the end how you can make this inline. We don't want this inline, so we're going to, on the main content block list, we're going to turn off inline editing because that just looks weird for that one. It doesn't work for that. But if we go to this and do add content and then featured items row, this is better. And it looks like we didn't add the featured items. We'll go back and sort that out. Discard this. Settings. Discard. Featured items row. Oh, we just didn't finish saving that. So featured items. Enter the add the featured items for this row. So image links was that one. Submit that and save. Now we've got a title and a description. If we do a reorder, we can see they are 20 and 30. So let's make this one 40 and save that. I'm done reordering. Now if we go back to the content, we should be able to add the featured items row. Yes, this is more like it. So featured items, I'll just call it. These are some items I thought you would be interested in. So we can add them and we can do them in line as well. So first one, and if you notice that the title's updating there, so that's pretty cool. Description, this is the first featured item. And then we'll pick an image. We can pick the frog. Probably should pick get some better images, but oh well. And then the link, we could link it off to the blog, and then the next one could go to content, the contact page. Right, so second. This is another one that I thought you might like. And then we can choose the image for this. It will be the dog, of course. And the link, well, let's say contact. And then add another image link. So last one. This is the last featured item to share. And we'll go back to the frog again. And we'll link to the home page. Why not? Create that. Save and publish. So if we look at those, yeah, you can see first one, second one, last one. So it's pulling through the title, so that's pretty cool because they've got titles on them. So let's think about this. Is this going to render on the page? It won't render on the page. Let's try and load the page. Oh, I just need to comment out all of these that I added to the page just for reference so that we can do this. So I'm just going to comment them out. Reload the page now. Nothing's showing and we can't, it doesn't know about these featured items yet. So what we need to do is go to settings. We need to click on this settings menu here, then models builder, generate models, and it's going to rebuild the site and reload it. And reload. Now if we try and run the site, we'll probably get an error saying that it can't find featured items row. Partial view, I've got a fly in here. And now that hopefully the site's built and running now. No, site cannot be reached. Oh, it's still building for some reason. It took a while. So yeah, it's just loading again. Sometimes it does take a while. I'm not sure why. The reason it automatically built there was because I've got .NET Watch run. Here we go. So it's saying a partial view, block list, components, featured items row was not found. It's quite good because it's basically telling you exactly what your file should be called and whereabouts it should be stored. So it's quite a useful error message, that one is. So let's go into the folder and let's go up a level, views, clean site. Let's open this in VS Code. So I've opened it in VS Code. I can just go in here now. So where I've got the block list components, I'm just going to copy image row and paste it, and then I'm going to rename it to featured items row. Great. And here I'll just do featured items row, and I'll copy that and put that in front of the word settings. So I've got my row, I've got my settings now. What else we could do is, if there aren't any items, we could say no, return as well. So if row.featured items equals null, or row dot featured items dot any, and we'll negate that. So or not any featured items, then just return. Otherwise, let's render this out. So we need to get the HTML that we need to render out. So I'll just grab that now. This is using Bootstrap cards. I'm going to grab that and put that in here. So first of all, before we edit it, we should just have a look at it and see what it looks like before we make it dynamic and actually use the content from the site. So if we reload it, let's see if it actually loads in anyway to start with. So it has done, that's great, but it's just using the default stuff that we've got there. So let's have a look at this HTML. We'll strip it back down. So I'll just create it like this. So it's just an individual one. So it's just one card here. And let's just have a look. So we've got this div class with row GX. So basically this is what we had around the other rows that we had. And then we've got a div class of card. So and we've got these columns settings. So this is just Bootstrap here. So this is saying that at a medium-sized screen, show them as a 4-column, using up 4 columns per card, so you'll get 3 in a row. And then when it's a smaller size breakpoint for the screen, then just show it using all 12 columns for the row. Then all we've got here is just a image. And then we've got a div with a card body, and then an H5 with the class of card title, a P with the class of card text, and then we've got the A just going off to the link. So remember, we made it so that not all of them were mandatory. But we know that we've got featured items. So we're at this point here. So we don't need to check if there are any featured items, because we know we wouldn't have got this far down anyway. So with that said, what we can do is grab those featured items and get the models for those. So we do that like this. And let me just check my reference project actually. Just bear with me a sec. Have I got that running anymore? I don't think I've got my reference one, so I'm just going to have to go cold, but I think it should be fairly easy. So basically inside here, whoops, we just need to do a for each. So for each var row item, or for each var, row item in row dot featured items, because what I like to do is I'd just like to keep it generic, because then I can copy and use this on other ones. So I keep the naming of these things generic. So this is a row item, and then var item equals, and then what we do is we cast it then to featured item, featured item, is it? What's the class for those individual? Oh, image link item. Yeah, and then we'll do row item dot content. There we are. There we go. So we're casting that item to be an image link item, and we want to also do the settings for it as well. So var settings equals image link item settings, and then we'll just do row item dot settings. So now we've got that, and then one quick check as well. What we can do is we can just call this row item. I'll tell you what, we'll rename this to be item just to keep it generic there, and then we'll call this one the row item. So that will just be item, and this will just be item, and then this will be row settings and row item, just so it's quite generic. There we go, and then we can say if row settings dot hide, then we'll just do continue. So it just won't render this one out at all if that's the case. So you can hide them on even though it's a block list within a block list, you can still hide these items. So that's cool. So we've got the for each, we've got the row item, so it should be fairly easy now to pull through these sorts of things. So we'll just do at row item dot and what properties did we have? We had the link, or is this the image? Sorry, dot image dot URL. Again, we're not doing image cropper at this point, but we can go back through where we've used the images. This is saying about it might not have an image, so we can easily just do at if row item dot image is not null. We can wrap that around it. We're not going to get onto any of the other rows on this, so we'll just have to do another video after this to get onto some of the next rows. So that is the row item image, and the alt text. We don't have any really, but we could just we could use the row item image name for now. There is a thing you can add a property to a media item and just have like the X row item image dot name. Yeah, you can add the alt text as a property to all images if you wanted to. So then card body. So we've got card title, and so what we can do here is if row item dot title, we can say if it's not string is null or empty, not string dot is null or white space I like to use. Then we'll render that one out underneath. So we'll just do at row item dot title, and then we can do another one for this paragraph. So at if not string dot is null or white space on the description as well, row item dot description. So if that's not empty, we'll put that one in there. At row item dot description, and then finally we want to check the link as well. So if row item dot link is not null, there we are, and then we just put that in there. Oops, why do I keep pressing space? And that will be at row item dot link dot URL. We'll add the target as well. At row item dot link dot target. We'll put in here at row item dot link dot name. And there we have it. So that now should be populated by what we added. So we'll give that a save and we'll have a look on the front end. Pray. Yay, first one, second item, last one. Now this is coming out at a different size just because the image is a different size. I did say we'll go into the image cropper on a different episode, but if this is bothering you, which it may be, let's just have a look at what size this is getting rendered out at. 374 by 292, and then if we were to shrink it down, what's its largest size it gets rendered at? There we are. So let's have a look at this rendered size. So come here, 490 by 383. What we can do is we can use get crop URL. So where we've got this image, we can do get crop URL, I think it is, and then we can just put the width and the height. So 490, I think, and then what was it, 380? Hover over that again. 383. And that will actually get a smaller, that will get an image at that size. But we can talk more about the image cropper later. That's not worked. Oh, has it worked? Yeah. And they should all be the same size as well now because it's cropped on all of them. Beautiful. So we just didn't render the title. So on the row title. So here, what we might want to do is just do like an H2 at row.title, and then perhaps a P at row.description. Description, and I think we can do div class equals header or something like that. Or actually, is it a header with inside it? So let's just have a look at this, because you can do these headers and footers within these HTML things themselves. Let's just see how that looks. It might look absolutely terrible. Might be a bad idea. There we are. We can just put something on like class equals text center, I think it is. Hey, so we've got our featured items here, and they'll click through to those links. You can tidy this up, do better styling and things like that, but I think that just shows you how to get it from Umbraco onto the page. We won't do all the other rows on this episode because it's taken a lot longer than I thought it would. But yeah, that now you can see how to use the inline editor. So yeah, I think that was pretty cool. I'm really happy with how that episode went. If you like the video, please click on like and subscribe to my channel. If you press the bell, I think you get notifications when I've published a new video. If you want to say thanks by buying me a coffee, you can go to codeshare.co.uk/coffee. But no one's obliged to. It's only if you wanted to. Everything that I do is free anyway. And yeah, just keep enjoying the videos. I like reading all the comments, and I try to reply to all of them as well. And yeah, see you on the next video. Take care. Bye.